إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا وحبيبنا المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Now, today is lesson number 14 in Usool al-Fiqh, and we are talking about the legal rulings, which are the 5 rulings. The الواجب، المندوب، المباح، المكروه، الحرام. The obligatory, the recommended, the permissible, the hated or unrecommended, and the prohibited. So we are now at the permissible, which are al-mubah. What is al-mubah? Al-mubah is a ruling of something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Shari', didn't ask, didn't call for it to be done or not to be done. It's equal to leave or to do. It's equal at الفعل والترك. So it's طلب, but طلب متساوي الطرفين. Means you can do it or you can leave it. So it can join the do it part and goes to mandub, to recommended and obligatory, or it can go to, or it can join the other side of nahi, of not to do, where it joins the not recommended or the prohibited. But originally there is no ruling connected to it. Now, the original ruling of everything in life, the original ruling of everything is that it is permissible for humans to do. It is at the level of permissible. هو الذي خلق لكم من ما في الأرض جميعا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything on earth is for us. So because it's for us, so it's permissible. He didn't subhanahu wa ta'ala create it for us and then he forbid us from doing it. So the original ruling for everything is al-ibaha. That's why the general rule is al-asl fil umur al-ibaha. Al-asl, the original ruling in things, is permissibility. Except in 2 things, 2 areas, that the original ruling in these 2 areas is al-tahrim, is prohibition, which is al-dima', blood. You can't kill anybody except if you have a command to make it permissible to kill him, or make it obligatory to kill him. So, which is al-dima'. Al-a'rad, the honor, the women, you are not it's not permissible to have a relationship with any woman you meet except if there is a proof that it is okay to she's okay to marry to be married to. So al-asl, The origin in everything is permissibility except in blood and honor. الدماء والأعراض. الأصل في الأشياء الإباحة إلا في الدماء والأعراض. So what we say is the permissibility, in fact, is like in food. You can eat whenever you want, and you can eat whatever you want, or drink, or the allowed entertainment. You go walk in parks. You go sit on a lake. You go do this. You go do that. Allahu al-Bari, the innocent and permissible entertainment. You can do it, or you cannot do it, or you don't do it. Also al-ibaha, permissibility, has another meaning, which is negation of sin. Negation of sin. So negation of sin means the removal of blame. So although it is originally forbidden, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removed or negates the sin that might be connected to such a thing. So this is another type of ibaha. Another type of ibaha. Like what? Like Allah, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, may Allah pardon you, عفى الله عنك. Why did you permit them? لما أذنت لهم. It is originally forbidden but was temporarily permitted, or the sin is lifted from the doer due to a reason such ignorance or absence of the text. So this is another way of permissibility. So it is not permissible in origin, but it is permissible at the occasion that it happened because of a reason. Because of a reason. Like it is not for a prophet to have captives until he inflict, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam took some like in the عفى الله عنك لما أذنت لهم, أو when he took the captives and kept them in order to exchange them for money or for bounties and stuff like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not for a prophet to have captives until he inflicts a massacre upon the land. حتى يثخن في الأرض. It is not for a prophet to have captives until he inflicts a massacre upon the land. You desire the goods of this world, but Allah desires the hereafter. تريدون عرض الحياة الدنيا والله يريد الآخرة. And Allah exalted in might and wise. If not for a decree from Allah that proceeded, because there was no ruling before that whether you take hostages or not. So although it is haram, but there was no ayah that shows that it is forbidden to be done. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the burden of sin and made this act that they did halal, but it became khalas haram after that because the text is there. So this called رفع الجناح, removal of sin, removals of sin. And also it's called it's like for instance the khula. Originally, a woman doesn't give money to her husband for talaq, because she can't ask for talaq if everything is okay, and it is not allowed for her to just give him money. But if life proven to be impossible between them, and there was an arbitrator and everything, then it is allowed for her to buy her freedom. She gives back what he gave her, and then she get the khula from him. So, but originally it is not allowed. So this is رفع الجناح, because they are going to keep fighting and everything and this kind of thing. So also the third, the level that we mentioned, which is called العفو. العفو is a pardon. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pardoning is to make the action not sinful for a reason, either because ignorance or because the text was not there. So رفع الجناح is a type of عفو, or عفو is a type of رفع الجناح. But they separate in some examples. It is a level of permissible for what could potentially be forbidden, established by the Prophet. Indeed, Allah has obligations, so do not neglect them. He has prohibited things in the famous hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So do not transgress them, and He has pardoned things out of mercy for you. He pardons things out of mercy. Pardon things means left things out of rulings. He didn't mention it in Quran. And even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you can see that in hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that that don't ask me about things, because if you keep asking me, I might tell you to do it, and then in this case it will be you will be obligated to do it. So al-'afw is whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't mention. There is no mention to it in Quran and Sunnah, whether it's halal or it's haram or it's obligatory or anything or forbidden. There is no mention for it. So it is afu. So Rasul said, so do not he has prohibited things, so do not transgress them, do not go beyond them, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited. And He has pardoned things out of mercy for you, not out of forgetfulness. لا نسيانا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't forget to mention it. No, He just left it unmentioned because He is merciful. So do not inquire about them. So do not ask about them. So this is hadith in Darqutni. And this in ayah يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تسألوا عن أشياء إن تبد لكم تسؤكم. O mu'mins, do not ask about things or inquire about things that if it's really revealed to you, it will be bad for you if it's revealed to you. So these are the three types of mubah. The original mubah, which is everything, the mubah temporarily, which is raf' al-junah, which is originally haram, but it became not sinful. It didn't become halal or anything. It is just not sinful. This act not sinful because of something. Raf' al-junah. Raf' al-junah like eating the mayta, the dead, or drinking the wine. So this act is raf' al-junah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ruling of, if you are in situation of necessity and you only have wine or dead, then you can eat it. So this is the sin was removed from upon the doer, but it is prohibited anyways. The origin is prohibited. This is called raf' al-junah. And the third one is al-afw, where there's no mention to it, and we are directed not to just keep digging. Of course, not keep digging in the time of Rasulullah. After that, if there is something like we don't know that it is haram, there is no mention that it is haram, so we can ask the faqih whether it is haram or not, because we don't know whether it is haram or not, whether it's makruh or haram, which is hated or not recommended or obligatory or prohibited. We don't know, or mubah maybe. So, well, this is mubah for you, and what degree of mubah. So we can ask in order to know the ruling, because the time of prophecy has concluded, of course, with the death of Rasulullah, the departure of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's what we have to ask the Mufti, who has the knowledge enough to see whether this can be mubah, whether it is raf' al-junah, lifting of the sin, or it can be of the pardoned, or it can be of the original mubah, or give it other rulings from the other four ruling. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لولا كتاب من الله سبق لمسكم فيما أخذتم عذاب عظيم. Allah said, taking these asra, those hostages, without the permission of Allah, except from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote in his book that the ruling is not given to you before that, you would have been like really punished, very, very bad punishment. But now, فَكُلُوا مِمَّا غَنِمْتُمْ حَلَالًا طَيِّبًا. Now, okay, it is permissible, it is pardoned, it is, رفع الجناح, no lifting the burden of sin. فَكُلُوا مِمَّا غَنَمْتُمْ, eat from it and benefit from وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. So العفو, like we give the example of عفى الله عنك لما أذنت لهم, and like drinking the wine in Islam before the final prohibition of wine, or an example, someone married a woman and he didn't know actually that she is related to him somehow of one of the 8 relations, the forbidden relations for the man. So he didn't know that, and they got married. Then this is عفو. خلاص. Now, of course, he has to leave her, but whatever he did, there is no, he's pardoned in whatever he does. Now, when we think of the permissible, is the permissible all the time, or just permissible some of the time? Like the first permissible, the first type of permissible. We know that the رفع الجناح, removal of sin, or the pardon is not all the time, because the origin of is haram. But what about the ones that are originally permissible? Is it permissible all the time or some of the time? This is a very, very important question. So when we say eating or drinking or enjoying the lawful entertainment, when we say that it is permitted, it doesn't mean that you say, well, it is permissible for me to eat, so I choose not to eat. مباح, eat or not, so I'm not going to eat. And you don't eat until you die. No. At a level, at a certain level, this mubah becomes makruh when it starts to affect your health. And if it threatens your life, it's haram, prohibited not to eat. So food becomes obligatory on you. You have to eat. It is not permissible anymore. So it is kind of like the permissible moves according to the situation of how long the integration of the act over time. The integration of the act, those of you who knows math, the integration process, this is kind of an integration process over time. So this kind of integration gives the permissible a different kind of ruling. So it can't be ignored all the way until it harms you or put your life in danger. And also you can't keep eating a lot until you go to the hospital from having a lot of food overeating. So this is integration over time. There is another integration, this is integration over time for one person, because we're talking about the person and he is not doing the act for some time or for a lot of time, so he gets harmed. What about society? There are rulings that are permissible for the society, but when you integrate it over, the permissibility moves from permissible to not recommended and then to haram. Like what? Like when you for janaza, it is permissible for a person, one or you or this guy not to join janaza, or not to, if somebody sneezes, not to say Yarhamukumullah, it is permissible not to say it. But what about everybody sitting in the same sitting and didn't say it? Then it becomes an ithm for everybody else. And this is the concept of fard al-kifaya, the group obligatory action. It's obligatory upon the group, but not upon the person himself. Like for instance, al-azl means using the contraception with the wife. It is, some people say it's permissible, some people say it's not recommended for the individual to do it, but it is not haram, it's not prohibited. You can use it for whatever reason you may have. It's according to your reason, and how good the reason is. But it is permissible in concept. But what if the whole group, the whole society use contraception? If everyone says permissible for me, permissible, the group will end up perished. They distinct. So it is permissible by individual or for the individual, but it is prohibited on the group, which is called it is mubah bil juz. It is permissible by part, but it is prohibited by the whole. It's prohibited by the whole. So there are things are permissible by part, but it is prohibited by the whole. So and normally it is on these things go toward the prohibited side of mubah, to become unrecommended and not to be done. So that's المباح بالجزء مطلوب بالكل. مطلوب بالكل, which is like the sneezing. It is permissible by part, by the individual, but it is obligatory by the whole. The contracept, it is permissible by part, by the individual, but it is prohibited by the whole. That's why we say the governments who actually put a law of to forbid or to push families to use contraceptives, and all these laws about controlling the family, and that it is haram from this point of view. You cannot do that. You cannot put a law for using contraceptives on the whole. This is something that belongs to the individual, permissible for the individual, not for you as a government to put a controlling factor, a controlling law where you say you have to use contraceptive. You can see what China went to. Of course, China, people say, well, they are 1 billion anyways. Yeah, but imagine this same thing for a country that is only 30 million or 20 million or whatever. It can be very harmful to the society in the longer run. So this is very important point that we have to mention. We have to mention here. So the now we move to al-makruh, the disliked act or not recommended makruh. Al-makruh, for the majority of fuqaha, the three madhab, Al-makruh is the act that the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his sunnah made it okay to do, but it is not liked to do. It is disliked. It is preferred not to do. It is preferred not to do. So if you do it, you are not going to get a sin. But if you leave it for the sake of Allah, you are going to be rewarded. You are going to be rewarded. Like in Hadith Rasulullah, إن الله كره لكم ثلاثا. Allah have disliked three for you. قيل وقال, which is the gossip. I said, he said, oh, he said, she said, and he said, قيل وقال. وإضاعة المال, so to waste money, to put money where it is not really useful to be put. وكثرة السؤال, and a lot of inquiring about things that it has nothing to do with you. You just, oh, what did he do today? Where did he go? Why did he leave that early? And you look from the, behind the curtain, you see your neighbor going out, and you say, oh, why is he going out now? Where did he? إن الله كره لكم ثلاثة. Allah disliked three for you. قيل وقال, gossip. إضاعة المال, waste money. كثرة السؤال, the inquiry, that is unnecessary inquiry. This is متفق عليه البخاري ومسلم. So this is this is a disliked for الجمهور عند الشافعية والمالكية والحنبلي. الأحناف had another actually another look at the disliked, like in the disliked and prohibited, they have an overlap, and they have a different look, which for them and even for us, we see the logic behind it, and it is just the way you look at it. There is no, Ahnaf divided the dislike to two terms according to the text that came with the disliked act, to describe the disliked act. So if it is in Sunnah, it is in Sunnah that came about the dislike, like the hadith we just said, like the الذهب تحريم الذهب والفضة. No, not تحريم الذهب. No, this إن الله كره لكم ثلاث. This one, like this one, it's called كراهة تنزيه. For the كراهة تنزيه means that it is prohibitively dislike. So it is the dislike that matches the section of the dislike for the jumhur, for the rest of the fuqaha. So they divided it to كراهة تنزيه, which is like this hadith, and كراهة تحريم. كراهة التحريم, which came through Quran or through الحديث الظني. يعني الكراهة, the dislike came through حديث ظني, like تحريم الذهب والفضة أو لبس الحرير. For al-Ahnaf, it's called disliked, but the effect of the dislike, if you do it, you will get punished. So from one side, it joins the haram, so it goes to the haram, like haram, with in the for the jumhur, for the rest of the fuqaha. But in the name only, it joins the name dislike, because it wasn't proven be haram by Quran. It was proven to be haram through a hadith dhanni, like hadith ahad or hadith غير مشهور or غير متواتر. So they call it karaha, because the word tahrim, they said the word tahrim is hard, is heavy. So we will call it karaha, but karaha tahrim. It's dislike to the point where you will punished if you do it. Exactly, this is what it is. Like I said, like ذهب والفضة والحرير, there's the ضد والحرير for men, and so al-Ahnaf divided the name dislike to a regular dislike, karaha tanzih, like the section for all of the other fuqaha, and the other section is the prohibited dislike, karaha tahrim, where the doer actually is going to be punished. Karahat al-tahrim, it is disliked to the point of tahrim, of being a haram, and this is what haram is with the rest of the fuqaha, because haram with the rest of fuqaha, whatever haram by Quran or by hadith dhanni or غير hadith dhanni, whatever proven haram is haram. But al-Ahnaf made it special because it wasn't proven 100% proven through unnegotiable proof, because it's hadith ahad anyways. So they said it is forbidden by forbidden under the name of karaha. It disliked forbiddenness. So now we move to al-haram, which is we have few distinct divisions. There are two ways we are going to talk about it. The haram, the prohibited. Al-haram, prohibited, is the thing that if you do, you get punished. If you avoid intentionally for the sake of Allah, you get rewarded. And according to the definition I put there, it is that act where it will bring about the best interest of the doer if he leaves it, if he don't do it, and will bring about the worst outcome if he al-haram, if he committed, it will bring about the worst consequences, the worst result, and if he don't do it, it will bring about the best consequence and outcome for him. So in dunya and akhirah. So like we said, there are two ways of looking at the haram. One we are look at the haram in itself. Tahrim, there are two types of tahrim. Tahrim al-maqasid wa tahrim al-wasail. It is prohibited by ends or consequence, by ends, I mean, by the ends, or which is tahrim maqasid. It is prohibited because it's an end act, because it's like it is a definitive like inherited. It's inherited bad. It inherited tahrim in this. So this is تحريم لذاته، تحريم المقاصد. Like what تحريم? Like eating the dead, drinking wine, adultery, theft, all these, whatever made haram in المقاصد and is تحريم المقاصد is تحريم لذاته for its own. It is haram on its own. It's inherited in it. The prohibition is inherited in it. And this type of haram does not move according to circumstances or whatever to be permissible or to be رفع جناح or something like that, except for necessity. Only necessity moves the haram, inheritedly haram, تحريم محرمات المقاصد, to رفع الجناح, to removal of a sin by doing it by necessity. That other type of haram is haram for other. It's the due to which is called means prohibition or prohibition by means. تحريم الوسائل. It means that it is made haram because it will lead to تحريم مقصد. To prohibition, it will lead to a prohibition by end, to inherited prohibition. It's not haram in its own, but it will definitely lead to this, to the تحريم مقاصد, to end prohibition. Like what? Like looking at looking, glancing and looking and talking and اختلاط with other women, not halal women for you, sitting with a woman in closed area by the two of you, only the two of you. Rasulullah said, Shaitan, devil will be the third of you. So the tahrim, it is haram here, but it is haram because it leads to something, the consequence of it, like being with a woman or talking to a woman and laughing and that it will lead to the zina. It will lead to zina. So you cannot do it. So like we have a famous poem. It says نظرة فابتسامة فسلام فكلام فموعد فلقاء. نظرة, a look, فسلام, then a hello, فكلام, then how are you, how do you talk. نظرة, look first, فابتسامة, smile second, فسلام, hello third, فكلام, how are you and how is everything with you, فكلام, talk, the fourth, فموعد, a date, why don't we meet at that, the fifth, and the sixth is فلقاء, then we meet and then things happen. So it's a very nice actually line of poem because it gives you the whole thing in very, very simple. That's what happens. So this is الحرام لغيره, prohibited by means. Whatever prohibited by means can become رفع جناح, can be actually مباح in the way of رفع الجناح, إباحة, permissibility of removal of the sin, when if a woman is in her health needs for somebody doctor to see and there is no woman doctor and he has to see her, so he can actually look at her and examine her and everything. So it is permissible for a need. So whatever the need calls, this type of haram becomes permissible by removal of sin. So this is the second the second way of so there is the haram لذاته, the prohibited, inheritedly prohibited. There is the prohibited by means. Inherently prohibited becomes mubah by necessity. Prohibited by means becomes mubah by need. The third type is haram لأمر عارض. The haram, the prohibited by incidentally, by incident. So it's incidentally prohibited. So it is actually not inherited to become haram, but for some outside, external factor, not internal, because internally it's okay, it's halal, even it's why or obligatory even, but something comes upon it, external from it, makes it haram, like to pray in like stolen land or stolen clothes. If somebody steal a thawb or jilbab and put it on and make salah, the salah is not accepted, because it is this haram لعارض. This salah become prohibited, but salah originally is not prohibited, it's obligatory, but from this external point of view it became haram. Or to pray in a stolen land, taken by force. You can't make jama'ah there, or you can't even you pray on your own in such a land if you did it. Or to buy and sell during the adhan. Buying and sell originally, inheritedly, is okay. It's mubah. But during the Jum'ah, after the adhan, during the adhan, it is prohibited. Engagement, to ask for engagement upon the engagement of another one. A woman engaged to somebody, and you go and ask for her hand on top of your brother, that who of the person, whether your blood brother or what, brother in Islam. This haram, but asking for her hand originally it's not haram, but in this case it is haram. So by saying that, we finish these five categories of legal rulings, and we are going to have some notes about these rulings next time, inshallah. Very important notes, and we conclude our class now. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.